recording, but now we're recording. Hey, Streets,
I
it's
am
your girl,
dead.
Queen T.
Hey, Streets, it's Miss K.
Welcome back to Chapter 30 podcast. Messed up the whole intro, but we're not going to do it again. That's okay. Cool. Hey, how you doing?
Hilarious. Today has been interesting so far but you know what? We got this.
Yeah. We're gonna so Streets, as you know, we're not used to being on camera. We have a really good flow when we're not seeing each other. We're used to it. So
It's
this is
comfy,
definitely
it's cozy, it's ugly. Well, for me, it's ugly. I could be ugly in peace.
But this is a new venture for us. So this is the year of getting outside of our comfort zone,
Mhm.
trying new things. So we're not just talking about it, we're actually being about it, we're doing it. So happy Black History Month, first of all.
Yes. Ooh, Black Girl Magic.
That's for
Yes.
my boxers, but yeah.
Huh?
I say I saw my boxers a little bit, but
Yes. Hashtag
um
Black Girl Magic.
yes. How was your day? I'm about to put Black Girl Magic on this banner.
Yes. My day was pretty good, pretty eventful. Yeah. How was yours?
My day was pretty good. I really didn't do much today. Um, I've been having to. I'm going on a trip, so I have to pack for that and just
Mm-hmm.
clean up before I go and pack and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are you all ready?
I will be. Not yet. I had to add Black Girl Magic on there.
Yes.
I still have a little bit more to do, like just my little stuff, toiletries and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm trying my hardest not to eat out as much as possible. So I'm gonna cook a meal. I'm going to a hotel tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to cook a meal today to bring with me to the hotel so
Mm-hmm.
that I don't have to purchase any food while I'm out there. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. Are you going to be at the hotel for one night or?
Yeah, I'm going to be at the hotel for one night and then I'm flying out. So I'm going
Okay.
somewhere tomorrow to be closer to the airport. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm flying out on what's tomorrow? Monday. So I'm flying out Tuesday morning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then flying back Thursday afternoon.
Okay. Well, that's smart
Yeah,
to try to be proactive in what you
I'm trying. I'm
eat.
trying.
Girl.
Y'all know
Yeah.
it is not the easiest, but one day at a
Seriously.
time.
Girl, that's all we can do. So,
Exactly.
quick question on
Yeah.
Black History Month. It's something I think about every year. How can we authentically celebrate Black History Month? Like, like beyond posting or liking, like, I don't know, like, how can we really celebrate Black History Month? Like, genuinely.
I don't know. I feel like there's multiple avenues, I guess. I feel like I see a lot of people on you said besides for posting though. Um
And by posting, I don't mean just, I mean, like, you know how sometimes, not we, but like sometimes just people in general can just post something just to post it. So I guess well, my question is be more intentional. How can we intentionally celebrate Black History Month and
mm,
not just like, oh, here's a cute meme and then you're on your way. You know what I mean? Like if you are gonna post, it has some thought behind it, I guess.
mhm. I think there's a lot of black owned businesses out there that people just don't know
Mm-hmm.
about. So like I think that's an intentional post is sharing those black owned businesses and if you purchase from them, maybe giving reviews on them. And so like there's a Instagram, hold on, let me find the name so I'm not just throwing something out there, but
Mm-hmm.
um I think it's called Black it's called America Tube, Black America Tube. So I follow them on Instagram. They post it's not just February, they post all year round.
Yes.
And there's a few other sites. So I've actually just recently did a lot of cleaning up on my Instagram page because there's just a lot of stuff that I just don't want to see. And we all know how the
Mm-hmm.
algorithm works. Like the more you watch stuff, the more it's going to show you certain things. So I've been very intentional about like the stuff that I'm following on my page So it's a lot of stuff like this, like Black America Tube. Go follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we can just post stuff like that. Even if like our friends have a podcast, we can share that. Or period. Or
It's
if
free to share.
yeah, like your
Yeah.
homegirl is selling bundles, like share that. Just support small businesses, Black owned businesses. I know there's a lot of people that share, Black history facts,
Yes.
um, just to, keep awareness alive of, who invented that and who did what, and who took
Right.
part in this. I think that's major. Um, Doing your research if you need to. If this is the month that
Mm-hmm.
you want to do some research and go back and, find out those things. But I think most importantly, I said all that to say this. I think the most important thing is to help. Like if you need this, if this is um just a reminder for you that you just want to go out and do some type of like volunteering or charity work or something like that, I think this is a good time to sometimes we need a little motivation. So if
Definitely.
Black History Month is that for you, then hey, if you want to say all February, I want to go and I want to help this community of people, then I think that's a great way to celebrate Black History Month.
Those are great tips because I feel like so often we can just get caught up in some people complain that the month is too short. People complain that people aren't doing enough, but sometimes it's good to just think about like what can I do with my platform or with myself? Like how can I contribute? I mean, those are great points. And I
Mm.
was even thinking about like what can we do as the Chapter 30 podcast to celebrate Black history or contribute? Like I feel like I can speak for both of us when I say we both take pride in being Black every day. So and we both try to educate ourselves on these matters every day. But when this month comes around, it is a nice reminder and it is nice for it to be highlighted. And if you're a parent, I feel like it's a good month to not just be upset at what their school isn't teaching them, but to also just implement your own education. Like when I'm a parent, I definitely want to teach my kids just random things all year round, just because that's my thing. I love Black history. Um, I love learning about new things. I don't know, but those were great tips. And yeah.
You know what? I was just thinking about this the other day that really bothers me about school is that
Mm-hmm.
they don't teach life skills. Like I know we
Mm,
may have an elective, a life skills elective, but
right.
things that you really need to know in life is not like all of the stuff that we learned unless you're going to a specific field. Like if you're going to be a doctor, nurse, whatever, politician, maybe. But there's just certain things that it's like, okay, if you're going to a specific field, you need this, but like just to survive in life, there's
Right.
so many things that they don't teach you. It's like they don't teach you about credit, they don't teach you about finances and all
Mm-hmm.
these things that you need to start budgeting. You need these skills to survive in life. And I wonder if there's a reason for that.
Right, right. Because so much of it is like you really have to learn trial and error. And that's not fair that you have to make a mistake that costs you so much money or so much time when literally somebody could teach you this is what a loan is, this is that.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I really think they should dedicate more time to that too because everyone's parents can't give them that education. And we know that by now. So we
Mhm.
can't just say teach your kids because so many people don't even know these things.
Exactly.
So I feel like they should implement that one class, just go over some of the basics, and I think you'll get people in better positions.
Hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So I came across this very interesting topic over the past week. Have you heard of the Passport Bros?
Briefly, like I hear about it here and there, but I don't know too much about it.
Okay, so there's this YouTube channel I love to watch. It's called Playback. It's two dudes, and they're reactors is on this specific channel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And so I came across this reaction that they did on Passport Bros. So I'm gonna just,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna pull it up and then we'll talk about it. We'll see what the streets think about this. I thought this was very, very interesting. So we'll go here. This is Agent. I got a little crush on Agent, by the way. All right, so here we go.
Shout
This
out to them. What's their page? It's called
playback. So this
Playback.
is playback,
Playback.
yes. Oh shoot. I'll subscribe on our channel. Okay. And this is Low, Legend of Winning. He just previously got caught cheating on his longtime girlfriend, but that's a different
Oh
story.
gosh.
Anyway, so they Agent and Low, they were reacting to this video. Thought it was really interesting. So
type of women.
I'm gonna go ahead and show it.
Thailand or some foreign country, bring them back and they marry.
No, you don't want to introduce you. See, she's a little shy right now. But she's my new girl. She's my new girlfriend. She's a little shy, but she is pretty though. I like her. Maybe we'll get married someday. Maybe we'll have kids. You know, have.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip through those reactions. I'm gonna just show you what homeboy is saying.
Mm-hmm.
You cook? Can you cook?
Yes, I can cook. I can clean.
Yeah. See, this is why I came to Thailand to find a traditional woman. See, in the United States, women don't cook. All they do.
Let's see if I think he keeps talking. Yeah, okay.
Is complain. And we don't got time for that. That's why I got my passport. And I've left the United States to come seek a wife to have a traditional relationship. So here, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. It's my new girl right here.
Agent is currently dying of cringe.
I'm
Okay.
good. I'm right with him.
Me too.
For United States men need to get their passports and come to Thailand, find them a traditional wife. Find them a traditional woman because the women in the United States, they don't do us no good. They're not traditional. They don't want to be traditional. They want a traditional man. She can cook. She can clean. She's a good woman. And I truly love this girl. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
You truly love her?
First one, it's too much.
Say it again.
I said you truly love her?
He loves her.
Oh. Do you know her?
Oh, I had this on a different tab, but I'm gonna just go ahead and play this. This old guy's funny as fuck.
On TikTok, man, you got these men who are going over there.
Look what I pulled from the old country, right? It's great. She doesn't even speak English, so I don't have to listen to her.
Doesn't speak English, doesn't have to listen to her. But let's go back to our boy
Mm-hmm.
and his Thai wife. Okay, so here he's about to start talking about how in love he is with her and the reason why.
I'm about to remind you guys why I love Brazil so much. Okay, this is a story about how I met somebody. I was walking down the street, right, and literally we locked eyes, and she looked behind her shoulder, and she came back, and within maybe 5 or 6 seconds, we were kissing. That's a normal thing in Brazil. And I got her number. She said she was gonna go hang out later. We went to go hang out. She had her friend with her. It was a dude, gay dude. It's a lot of gay dudes out here, which is a good thing because all the dudes are occupied by women, but they're not messing with them like that, or at least that I know of. And so anyway, we went and we hung out, and the entire time, man, she's literally just rubbing on my arm, ordered my food for me, went and picked up the food for me, held the food, went and got my drinks, walked back to the crib, man, and everything. She was just trying to, it doesn't compare, man. She's literally asking me about back home, what about my family. She's asking me everything about myself. She had the nice, super tan, brown, sexy, curvy body, your abs, nice curly hair. Guys, get your passports. It's literally that fucking bad.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga's crazy.
I just had to play that part. Okay, so he's telling the fellas to get their passport. This is them at.
I had to go in here in order. You ever been here before? No? So, what's your name again? Kate. Okay, I'm off.
Come on, bro.
He doesn't know her name.
Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby.
Oh, okay. YouTube hit us with an ad.
Trouble with your taxes.
There.
So we had a party pooper right here. She's been negative the past 15 minutes.
No.
She
Stop
acted
lying.
up.
Stop
When
lying.
you talk about your turn, stop being rude.
You stop lying.
Stop being rude. It was a shit test because she's used to sitting at the table with dudes that she can act like that with, and then they flip out and get emotional. but I'm stoic. Remember that? God, bro, this
Okay,
is
cringing some more.
Seriously.
And then this is it right here.
Bro, I remember yesterday when she put her hand in my face. It got worse today. Today she embarrassed. She embarrassed me today at the restaurant. And the only reason I didn't go off on her was because her friends were sitting with her. You're not the person I thought you were.
You just met her.
Look at her. That's how you know she's guilty. She's ready to jump out as soon as the train stops. I told her she should go when the train stops. She need to get up on the first exit.
No, I think I'm too nice to you.
That was the propaganda of 2023. Anyway, she slapped me on the chest at the restaurant. And at that time, I was embarrassed.
Lying again.
And I was like,
Lying again.
Yeah, you gotta be ashamed.
Bro, this is mad crazy, right?
Okay.
This is kind of.
So yeah, that's pretty much that. Homeboy went to he went to Thailand, met this woman that was so just listen, cream of the crop. Was he had to leave America to find a submissive. No, that's not what he said. He said a traditional woman because women in America are not traditional. So he had to go out of the States to go find a woman that was traditional because she cooks and cleans. Which do you know any women? Like, do you have any friends that don't cook or clean? I'm just curious. Just like, okay, don't give me like a statistic. Like,
yeah. Like, we talked about this. I don't know if it like last week we talked about this on another podcast that we featured on. Like, these statistics that they give, it's just like who are we talking about? But it's just like, again, I think I already said this, but it's just like it's unbelievable. Like sometimes I just can't believe like this is the world we live in. Like it's just like, what? Oh, all they do is complain. They don't cook and clean. Like, to answer your question, like, yeah, my friends and family, like, we do cook, we do clean. Like, can I say everybody is a traditional woman? No, everyone's their own unique woman, and the men I know are their own unique men. Like, all this grouping and we hate black men, we hate black women, like, it's just so bananas to me. Like, I can't really wrap my head around it.
Yeah. It's just crazy that the standard, like whenever you hear this, you always hear cook and clean, cook and clean, cook and clean.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's like, is that all? Is that it? Is that
right?
You have to go all the way to Thailand because you're saying that
cook and clean.
Exactly. And I'm like, or are you saying that's all you want them to do? Like all you want them to do is cook and clean, and you don't want to hear nothing from them. You want. So you're saying you want a maid, is what you're saying.
That's what it really sounds like.
That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. Like, you can explain it to me if I'm getting it, confused. But
I'm just speechless.
All I'm saying is I don't know. I don't really have many friends who don't know how to cook and don't know how to clean. And if they don't know how to cook, exactly. If they don't know how to cook, at least they know how to do something. Like,
right.
I don't know even men. I don't know any men. I don't know anybody.
Right.
These are life skills. These are life skills.
Like in the real world, like the relationships I see, the people I see, like this just doesn't match up to that. Like where the men that I know are like, she gotta cook and clean. Like there's so much more to relationships and partnerships in life than people saying, all she does is complain. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. These people that are like looking for like someone who cooks and clean, doesn't complain, are they really looking for love? Are they really looking for like, companionship, partnership, chemistry? Are they looking like for someone that checks off, cook, clean, doesn't complain? Because if they actually went there and they naturally met somebody and matched up, I'm all for it. Like, that's what's up. But to go somewhere and, she can't even speak English, I don't have to hear her talk. That's weird. That's weird to me.
I think it's different for different people. So for that dude, the older guy that was like, I don't have to hear her talk, she doesn't speak English, I don't think he's looking for love.
No.
The black dude, I do think he's looking for love, but I think there's a group of men that are socially awkward, and Americans know that they're socially awkward, so he doesn't get played. He doesn't get played in America, because women know the type of man that he is, and so they're not, or the type of woman that he wants is not giving him the play. I'm sure there's somebody in America that will give him play, but it's not the type of woman that he wants. So his mindset is go outside of America, because if you're not American, you won't know the type of dude I am. You won't know that I'm socially awkward. You won't catch up on the cues. And so in this particular video, he played himself, because he thought she was so much, just like I said, cream of the crop, which I think she could be. Like, she seemed like a decent woman to me, because sometimes you see these men go to different countries and they think they're playing these women, but the women are really playing them. They know that they're American, so they trying to get a green card, or they trying to get some type of money. Don't know the girl's intentions, but I didn't hear anything about that. Like, it seemed like she was just genuinely upset by his character. Like, it didn't seem, I don't know. But anyway, so he, his mindset was that he would go to Thailand, get this girl. And it didn't seem like that much time passed before he realized that she wasn't putting up with his shit. And so he said that she got a little physical with him. She embarrassed him. So basically he traveled, I don't know, maybe 17 hours to get the same type of woman that he was running from in America, which I thought was very ironic.
I just feel like we can't objectify people. Like, you can't look at her like, oh, like, these are her traits, and like not expect to see more of her character or her characteristics. Like, she's a human being. Like, she's not going to just be this robot. And if you want a robot, then y'all can start inventing robots, because that's where it looks like we're heading. Like, because she's a person, she is a, well-rounded person, I'm assuming. So, most people you're going to see some characteristics about them that you like or don't like. So I can't.
I think Americans can be we live in a fishbowl, and we live in our own little bubble, and we just know America. And I'm generalizing. I know that everybody's not like this, but I think a lot of Americans get an eye opener when they leave America. And so I don't think some people realize that other countries are progressing just like America is progressing.
Right.
So I think probably in his mindset, he was thinking that he was getting a traditional woman when he went to Thailand, not realizing that they're progressing right along as we're progressing. And they're, maybe getting more women's rights, or maybe able to be more vocal. Or you have no idea. Maybe they're not, but like, you don't know what that culture is like. So you're just assuming off of what you're seeing or what other people are saying, and then you go, and it's you're not getting what you expected. He even said himself, "You're not the person that I thought you were," because you assumed you didn't try to get to know her. You assumed and you put her in this box of she's Thai, she's a traditional woman. No, and that's not what homegirl showed you. Homegirl showed you not being to just talk to me any type of way.
That's my thing. I feel like if you want to go wherever to meet whoever, do so, but don't go with an idea of what you're gonna get when you get there. And don't be. I mean, if you want to go over there and do that, that's fine. But like, what I'm trying to say is, like, even here, like, don't put us in a box either. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just really frustrating that it's like, oh, women over here don't cook and clean. Women over there do. I just say, just meet each person as an individual, and you'll be surprised what you get to learn, good or bad, about that person.
Unless that's not what you're looking for. Unless you're not trying to get to know somebody, you want, like you said, a bot. Like,
get a robot. Yeah, get a robot.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Please.
I'm pretty sure technology has come a long way.
We'll be there soon if we're not already there.
No, there's some bots out there. There's some AI is serious right now. Like, you got a couple $1,000, save up a little bit.
That's perfect.
A lot, but like, yeah, just go find somebody that
you can pick how she looks, cook, clean, does not complain, can check off all that. No surprises.
Yep.
No surprises.
Homeboy said does not complain. Like
That's just so weird to me.
it's weird. It's so weird that it's so weird that you want to be in a relationship with somebody who has no thought process, can't like articulate what they're feeling, like has
Mhm.
to say. And I think part of it is ego too, right? Because or some type of superiority. Like the
Mhm.
man wants to feel like a man and he wants to feel like,
Mhm.
but feeling like a man doesn't have to come along with you being right all the time. I feel like, I don't know. But I think that's what they equate to being a man. Like I'm always right. I'm a leader. I got this. You're not as smart as me. You're not as strong as me. So like you don't really have much to say. And I'm not saying all, like
Mhm.
I'm saying this specific type of person that feels like traditional women don't exist or they have to go somewhere to find a traditional woman. I think there's
Mhm.
in their brain there's something screwed up, honestly, about just who they are and who they're looking for and why they're looking for that type of person.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I also feel like there's somebody for everybody. There may be a human form bot,
Exactly. Exactly. There are
and
people out there that will just become what that person wants them to be or what they feel like, they should be and not what they
mhm.
want to be.
But 9 times out of 10, I hope you got money. 9 times out of 10, that's somebody who's getting provided for. That's
So they
somebody
don't talk
that's
about that part.
basically that's my thought process. Like if you want to buy it, then you got to pay. You got to pay for even if a real buy, right? Like even if even if it's an AI, you got to put down some money to get that AI. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing with the human form bot. Like if you want
Yep.
somebody that's going to shut up, listen to everything you say,
Mm-hmm.
cook and clean, fold your clothes, iron your drawers. Like if you want somebody that's going to be that, then you're going to have to put up some money. But the problem is dudes want that, but they don't want to give nothing in return. Like they just
They
think
don't.
that just automatically just we talked about this in the last episode. Like they think it just automatically they just deserve it just for
Yes.
having a penis. Like
Mm-hmm.
just because I have a dick, you need to be all of this. And the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that I have to give you is this dick. And that's it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So passport
Beyonce
goes
once said, wait, Beyonce once said, your sex ain't all that.
okay. That just made me think of something. This is like I just find it so interesting. Like, so this is another thing. I don't remember if we talked about this yet, but I came across this video of this girl married to a black man. They had 3 babies together. I think they were in a long distance relationship. They moved together. She moved to where he was after she said they knew each other for 3 years, but after
Mhm.
5 months of them being in a long distance relationship, she moved to where he was. They moved in together. And then they ended up having kids.
Mhm.
Long story short, homeboy is a serial cheater. She,
Mm.
she cheats on her like crazy. So I think she's a Latina girl. Very small, very petite, very pretty girl. Um, she goes on TikTok and she posts a picture of the girl that he cheated on her with.
Mhm.
W, dark skin, black girl. And she points and she goes, when you
Ooh.
she
Ooh.
points and she goes, when you're not your husband's type. Um,
Mm.
and when I say BBW, this girl was real big. She had to be like good 300 something pounds.
Mhm.
The girl ends up responding So the wife deletes the message, the TikTok or whatever. The girl comes on and she's like, first of all, that picture was of me years ago. First of all, the whole thing happened years ago. But she took a picture of her, like the girl that ended up losing mad weight. Like she lost 100 pounds or whatever. It doesn't even look like that picture. I assume that that's not what she looked like when she cheated on her husband with him. So she took this old ass picture of the girl, first of all. Girl lost mad weight, looks great, looked great before, but looks even better now. Said that this whole situation happened a year ago. She didn't know that he was married. The dude was talking to her day and night as if he didn't have a wife. Ended up finding out that the wife reached out to her and was like, "Hey, did you know that he's married with kids?" And she's like, "I had no idea." Her and the wife are talking, and she's like, "Listen, like whatever you want to know, I'll tell you." She ends up dishing everything out to the wife. Then the wife wanted to see, like, I guess if he was going to do it again. So had the girl set up the husband, he was going for it. So he was still going to cheat again. So the wife, she's on TikTok, and all that comes out of her mouth is black this, Latina that, skinny, fat. Like these are just the cheater. Like this is what she's on TikTok talking about. And she's like, first she goes, "Black men love me." Then she goes, basically she's saying all this stuff about black men ain't shit, don't get a black man, all the black men are the same. Then she has all these posts where she's saying, black women are goddesses, like I love my black women, like I can't stand to see a black man with a white woman, like why is he not with a black woman? She's all over the place.
Was she trying to like pander the black woman at a point? Like, was she trying to like?
I think what happens is, and we might have talked about this before, I think what happens is black women will say the same thing over and over and over again for a century. And then it'll happen to a different race. And then now they see, now they understand. And now they want support from the black women.
Oh wow.
Now they want them to back them up. And I'm not saying in this particular example that black women have been saying niggas ain't shit forever. And I'm just saying, like, from whatever experiences a certain person has experienced, they might have said that. And now this woman is saying, "Oh, I want y'all support because this black man ain't shit." And so the black women basically on TikTok are like, no. So I just said all this to say, I said a lot just now, but you just remind me of that when you said, what was the line that Beyonce said?
Your sex ain't all that.
Your sex ain't all that. And so I think certain races, the black men are like, they're it, right? They're top of the chain. Like everybody wants a black man. They're in. And so I think there's a lot of women, black, white, Chinese, Asian, whatever, that feel like when they have a black man, it's a prized possession, regardless of what the sex like, regardless of, but that's their thought going in. They swear every black man is hung. They swear every black man is mandingo. And rightfully so, they may not know anything they may not have a good comparison. Right? That's just my theory. That's my theory. They may not have a good comparison. So they get a black man and they just be thinking it's like, oh, I got that shit. And low key, it's like, all right, baby girl, like, all right, cool. You got it. You got it. Mind you. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that they're not going to do the same thing to you. I think that's where the confusion is. I think there's some women that think they're better than, because
Mhm.
you know, the black man has chosen them over the black woman.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that their behavior has changed. So
Right.
that's another thing that's going around TikTok and all these social medias now is that a lot of
Mhm.
other nationalities are finding out that they are left being single mothers, they're left being cheated
Mhm.
on and disrespected. Um, and so now they're coming out and saying, you know, I had this black man, I cherish this black man, and he cheated on me. And now they want the black woman to be like, yeah, girl, we support you.
And that's a part too. I hate when people come for, I'll speak for myself, I'm a black woman. I hate when people come for black women or black people when it's time to fight and struggle and advocate. Like, it's F you. And then when it's time for us to, we get it, we're going through it too. Like, we got to come out and, like,
Because if you remember, the conversation a couple of years ago was, oh, y'all not treating y'all men right. That's why they come here. That's why they want this type of women, because you don't know how to treat them. You don't know what you're doing. And so we were like, all right, bet. Like,
right.
bet. Now they over
Right.
there, right? Now they came. It's been a few years. They had kids together. Now they like, oh, black woman, please help me. Like, how did you get through this? Like, how did you?
Right.
And we're like, all
Sometimes I
right.
feel like we can't win. Like, if we say something, we complaining too much. If we fight for them, we doing too much. If we fall back, we ain't backing them up enough. If the other person gets it and then they treat them wrong, we need to come save them. So it's just like, what y'all want us to do? Because we damned if we do, damned if we don't. In
Period.
my experience.
I
It's my
agree.
experience.
I agree. And I think that's obviously a generalization, right? Like that's
Yeah,
a whole,
definitely.
just
It's
like a
not
whole big picture. Because every
definitely
black man is not like that.
for sure.
I'm hearing more people feel more secure about who they're dating nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say this, I feel like there's a lot of black men that date outside their race just because of status. Um, or because they feel like that'll make them look better for aesthetics. So they'll date this certain type of race because they might even like the girl. And that's what I want people to understand is like your race doesn't mean nothing. Like it could be a turn on, it could be a preference, cool. Or it could be this dude is with you because he thinks it gives him a better status. Or he may be thinking that other people are looking at him differently. Oh, you got a white girl? Oh, like, but it has nothing to do with you, right? So people be getting so their ego so entwined into it. And homie might not even like you. He might just like what you come along with. But yeah, so I know it's a thing in Hollywood. Like people have seen I guess LeBron James is a good example of the opposite of that. Like his high school sweetheart, she's a black girl, they got a black family, and that's like, okay, cool. But there's so many examples of, you know, men who started off with black women and then like as like Kanye West, right? He started off with a black girlfriend, then like he went lighter and lighter as the years went on. And it's a status thing. It's a, you know, like if I'm with a white girl, that makes me look like the man. But there's men out there, I believe, that just genuinely want a person, like whether it's black, white, Chinese, Asian, Japanese, whatever it is, like they just want that person. They're attracted to that person. It has nothing to do with what the status that they give them is.
Right. Then there's men out there who do meet women who don't cook, who do meet women who don't clean. Like there are people who have that experience because there are some women who, you know, we call it the city girls. Like, you know, there are people who that's their thing. Like, no, you got to take me out to eat. You got to fly me. So people can meet that type of person. But I just feel like, again, our big thing is we're not going to generalize. Like, there's not all women that are that way. Do you think like women? Do you think it's because we're in chapter 30 that we're like, huh? Do you think women in their 20s are not cooking, or I'm just
no?
like,
I think it's just I think it's a very particular group.
Okay.
We talked about this on
Mhm.
Morning Mimosas.
Yeah,
I think there's certain things that are pushed out to us, and it seems like it's a lot of people.
that
Um,
part.
but when you look in real life and you look to the left of you and you look to the right to you, and you're like, I know women in their 20s, and I'm like, okay, she's cooking and cleaning. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Like,
it's just there's a subset of women that are like that for sure. But it's not, I don't think it's the majority of women. I don't think that that's a thing. I think people look on social media and I think they let social media shape and warp their mindset. And so they
yes.
might see a modern woman on social media and they're like, oh, all women are like that, without even
Right.
looking to the right to see. And people are not talking anymore. People are not engaging. People are not on the streets having conversations. Everything is online. And so if
Mhm.
that's what you're seeing online, you go in person, you see this person, you're automatically assuming that she's like the girl that you saw online
Right.
without coming up with the fucking idea on your own or without coming up with
Mhm.
getting to actually know the fucking person.
That's a good point.
But because you're seeing that all damn day long and it's being
Mhm.
pushed to you, city
And you're
girl,
hearing a song,
you're
and you're
hearing Cardi
like,
B and Meg Thee Stallion
yeah.
and
But
city
meanwhile, these people, these rappers are even married in relationships, home
married
cooking and cleaning, and will
kids.
tell you, I love to cater to my man, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. It's just like, yeah, this agenda is crazy to me. Like,
Mhm.
it's got to be an agenda because,
And
wow.
it's two-sided too, because although it's not the majority, I do think there is a minority of women that are following the propaganda.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, and are becoming that type of woman because they think that shit is cool. So like
Right.
when Amber Rose is talking about her slut walk and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm a slut. I'm proud of it. Like, they think it's cool and they think that's liberating and free and all that type of stuff. So I do think there's a subset of women that are following that agenda without
Definitely.
knowing that it's an agenda.
Right. And we've had our conversations where we talked about our little dating app experiments where we would look at things from the other side. Like there are women on there who are like, you know, what up, want to smoke? Like there are people out there. Everybody's not just Miss whatever, Miss Wifey or Miss whatever. Like some people, are that way, but I just find it hard to believe that people are meeting 100% of women who are that way. That's really odd.
Yeah, I think the problem is they're not meeting women at all. I think that they have this mindset, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what's blocking them from meeting the women that they want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing as like when women say niggas ain't shit. It's like if you have that mindset, then you're gonna find niggas that ain't shit because you're automatically expecting to be ain't shit. So if you come in with that mindset, that's what you're gonna find. And
Right.
it could be a nigga that's shit, and it could be a woman that's
Mm-hmm.
but because you have that mindset and you're so jaded, you're automatically gonna assume, oh well, this woman, like, remember you brought up when you were on that date, and that dude was like, oh, women do this and women do that, and I gotta make sure I do that because women are that. That could have been a
Mm-hmm.
perfectly fine date if he didn't come in with that mindset.
Right.
Your mindset is what fucking changes your surroundings. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, people, I don't know, it's tough these days. And
It is.
I
It's so
think
complicated.
also we're in a shift.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're in a shift where a few years ago, and when I mean a few years ago, I mean like a lot of years ago,
Mm-hmm.
men's character wasn't it wasn't a necessity. Like who they were as a person,
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and I could be wrong because I didn't live in those times, but I could be
Mm-hmm.
wrong that I feel like who a man was and his emotional intelligence and his character wasn't that important. What was important
Mm-hmm.
was how he provided, and I feel like that's the main thing. Can he provide for me in this family?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so women had to put up with a lot of shit. We talked about this in our interview. Like men was having
Mm-hmm.
families across the street that the woman didn't know about, and all this stuff was going on. So I think we romanticized back in the day because
Mm-hmm.
couples have lasted for so long, but not realizing that these women had to rely on these men. They weren't
Mhm.
together because this man was so fucking good to her. They were together because she had
Mhm.
to be with him in a lot of circumstances, not all of them.
Right. Right.
And so I think we're transitioning into a period where, okay, we wanted women's rights, we wanted to work, we wanted to join the workforce. So now we don't need to have a man to rely on. So that's out the window.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So that main attribute before, which was providing, yeah, we kind of still want that, but it's like, what else do you bring to the table? Because I can do that. So now we're
Right.
looking for other things. Now we're looking
Mhm.
for emotional intelligence, character, sense of humor. Now we're looking for all these other attributes, and I think it's
Mhm.
taken men a little bit more time to catch up to that because they didn't have to before. They didn't have to.
Mhm.
They didn't have to build character before. And I mean, and I'm not saying this like 2 years ago. I'm saying this like years and years ago. And so I think with every generation, I think I hopefully we're getting better. I don't know.
I hope so too, because it's like
But see, just as much bad as I see just as much good. I see people out there
right.
promoting family and promoting like I see way more Black fathers in the household that want to be there for their kids and provide for their kids.
Mhm.
Like, I see a lot of that. I don't
Right.
think it's pushed out, but I do see
Right.
it. I think
It's not trending as far as like podcast topics or YouTube topics. Like, so we gotta focus more and talk more about that because it's definitely there.
mhm.
Just like the different types of men and women there are, like you mentioned, there are a ton of amazing women that we know, ton of amazing men that we know. That's why people were like, we hate our black men. Da, da, da. I'm like, I can't relate to that. I love the men in my life. Like I love my brothers. I love my nephews. I love my uncle. You know, like my uncles. I love it. And I see them doing amazing and awesome things. But I don't know. So yeah, we gotta start pushing different agendas,
Mhm.
different
And
narratives.
push it exactly and not allowing ourselves to fall victim to the ones that are already out there.
Right.
Because I think
Right.
that's what's happening a lot too, is that because this agenda and narrative is being pushed, we're adopting it and we're taking it
Yeah.
on. We're saying, oh yeah, that's what
Must
it
be
is.
true.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
said it.
Everybody
Yeah.
said it. It's the truth.
Right.
I feel that way too. And
Right. But I have
yeah,
to give us our props because even when people are like giving us those agendas, we're kind of like, I don't know about that. Like we gotta continue to stay true to ourselves and our reality. Otherwise, we could be like, damn, 10 people just told us this must be true. And then we're also pushing that on our platform. So we got to continue to be like, I don't know. Or like, kind of, you may hear something a lot, but is that your experience? Is that true to your life and your
mhm,
surroundings?
mhm. I think
No
it's good
shade.
to have it's good to have a skeptical mind. Like I don't know. I just question people that just automatically go with the flow, that automatically go with the popular opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, that's kind of like, to me, it's lazy. To me, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you didn't put no thought process into that. It's just, and it could be something as simple as like, yeah, that album was hot. It was top 100. Just
That's
because the
like
album was top,
we always
just
like,
'cause-
no, listen. It's like I'm sorry for cutting you off. What were you saying?
I'm just saying, just because the album is on the Billboard. So this is a whole different topic, but I'm gonna bring it there. Like just because an album, okay. So when people are talking about their top 5 or whatever, they're talking about different things. So they're saying, okay, this person is top 5 because of this, this, and this. Maybe it's his flow, maybe it's his lyricism, maybe it's this, and then people will add, okay, well he was top 100 on billboards or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like 9 times out of 10, people are paying to be on those billboards, like
Mm-hmm.
payola, all that type of stuff. But anyway, besides the point, just because popular opinion is a thing doesn't mean that that's your opinion. So just
Right.
because 150 people said, or even YouTube videos, I watch YouTube all the time. There's videos that have 4 million views. I don't like the video, and there'll be
Mm-hmm.
people on there. What do you mean he has 4 million views?
Right.
Okay, I don't mean that I like the video just because it has 4 million views.
Mm-hmm. No, that's so true. Like you have to I like to listen and look at and read things with like my own mindset. I mean, like we always mention, even if that's you taking a step back, a pause, because people will be like, "Oh, this new so and so album came out, it's dope," and it's just like that person automatically could listen to it one time, and yep, with me, I'm like, okay, like I listen to it when I get around to it. And then when I do listen to it, or when I move to it, that could be instantly or like the next month. And when I do listen to it, I really try to listen to it with my own mindset. I really try to listen to it without anybody's input. And then, of course, I love to hear other input, but I really have to, whether it's a book, whether it's a movie, I'm a real big critic. Like I want to like get my own point of view. Like I hate being influenced, and we live in a huge influencer type of world, but I really like to get like my own POV basically. And I think we're missing that. Like this is hot,
exactly. I'll purposely not listen to something or not watch something or not go somewhere or not talk about something. Like I'll purposely not do that just because I want to make sure I'm forming my own opinion.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot.
Yeah. I'll be like, you know what? I'll wait, and it could be like a year. Like,
girl,
Power. I didn't really watch Power until like a year or two after it came out because there was just so much hype around it that I was like, and there's FOMO is a real thing, fear of missing out. Like people feel like, oh, okay, if I'm not a part of it right now, then I'm going to miss something, or I'm not going to be a part of this. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want to make sure that that's something that's super important to me. That's something that I really like want to make sure that whatever my thought process is, like, it's mine. Like,
facts.
It's okay with me to agree with people. Okay. Like, I'm not saying that I want to be a rebel. I'm not saying that I want to go against everybody.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing too, that there's people that are so deeply into it that they just want to fight everything. Like everything is a fight.
Yes.
So that's not
I don't like that. Like, both extremes are not healthy. Yeah, like both extremes is just weird. Exactly. Just be yourself. Yeah, just be yourself.
I think just people are just struggling with that in general.
Yeah.
Just knowing who they are and being that. I feel like that's a struggle to, like, we're in our 30s, and I think that there's people 50, 60, 70, like dealing with that. So
it is.
Yeah, social media does not help with that at all.
I'm just about to say that. Yeah, like that's a common theme in our podcast, like being yourself. Yeah, for sure. It's hard. It's a journey. It's not as easy. It's not an easy thing for everybody, but I do wish people that, because you're yourself for a reason, and it's never too late to take a step back and be like, what is going on here?
Yep. Oh, girl, I feel like we went in on that topic.
We did. Happy Black History Month.
Yes, Happy Black History Month. Yeah. Is there anything that you have planned for the month? Like anything that you're going to do out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary? No, I'm just kind of do what I typically do, but more like, I'm definitely gonna support and shop small Black businesses, which is something I like to do whenever I can or want. Continue to get educated on Black history. Children in my life, give them that education, things like that. But I'm still trying to think of how we as the Chapter 30 can celebrate it.
I was just thinking that the streets can reach out to us if you have a Black-owned business. Reach out to us, and we'll definitely repost. We'll give you a shout out on our episodes or whatever it is. So, so reach us out on our handles. You can email us at the Chapter 30 podcast at gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Queen TK. We're on Instagram, the Chapter 30 podcast. We're on Twitter, Chapter 30 pod. We have a Patreon, the Chapter 30 podcast. Hit us up on Cash App, if you want to buy something or something, Chapter 30 pod. And YouTube, okay?
Yes.
YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna throw a nice little visual right here. Boom. And that's the Chapter 30 podcast.
Mhm.
So yeah, reach out on any one of our handles. We're all over the place. We're always open to hear any feedback. If you want us to discuss a certain topic, if we have our We Are Here's, so if you haven't heard of our We Are Here's, if there's any topic that you want advice on, then we can definitely do that. I'm losing battery, but
Me too.
but yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in, Streets. We love you so much. Power to the people.
This is fun. Bye.
Bye.